evening. Hello, everyone. This is Joe Tucker from Lawpath. We've got a whole heap of attendees coming in today. So I guess I just want to kind of learn a little bit about who we're going to have on. Let me know in the comments. I imagine most of you are from Victoria. So let us know a couple of things, where you are in Victoria and the type of business that you are working on. We work with a whole heap of diverse range of businesses, and it's always good to have a bit of interaction because we're going to be spending the next half an hour, 20 minutes together. So it would be great to learn a little bit about you, what you're trying to do while we wait for these new people to come on in. We'll kick things off in about 5 minutes. Just while we wait for all the new people to come on in. Where are you from? And what type of business have you got? Yep, a lot from Melbourne, a lot from Victoria. Oh, perfect, Melbourne. Great, we'll wait another 5 or 4 or so minutes before we jump on in, show you guys how this all works and how you can start claiming this Victorian government rebate. Perfect. Ballarat, great. Personal trainers, accountants, fantastic. Welcome, welcome, welcome. The good thing is the Victorian government haven't put a limit on what type of business you can be in. You just have to be a small to medium business, which is very broad. So let us know what industry you're in, what type of business that you have, and your location, and we can jump on in. The more interaction I get, the more fun it's going to be. So if you've got any questions, pop them in the comments below, and we'll definitely be able to help you out. Nice. Yeah. Couple more minutes before we dive on in. Just want to make sure that no one misses the beginning, and we'll be able to get going soon. Fantastic. Fitness, fantastic. Great. Amazing. We've got retail, we've got fitness, we've got fashion, we've got Pilates. Welcome. I love it. We've got technology startups, exciting times. Okay, a couple more minutes before we dive on in. Few more minutes before we kick this thing off. I want to make sure that I address all your kind of questions that are likely to come up. That's the thing with legal. It's a bit of a confusing topic, and a whole heap of questions come up. So feel free to pop them in the comments there. Oh, okay. Can you guys all hear? Well, I imagine you can hear me because you're posting comments, but give us a thumbs up if you can hear me, or a yes rather. I don't think you can do thumbs up. Fantastic. Okay, great, great, great. I would try and help the person that can't hear me, but I feel like that would be a bit of a moot point. Great. A couple more minutes. We're just getting we had a whole heap of people register for this event. I don't want them to miss out and kind of come through, but I appreciate you guys coming bang on time. Fantastic. Welcome. Welcome, everyone. Health and wellbeing. We've got a whole diverse range. That's amazing. Any other industries, any other services that you guys are providing out there? Let us know in the comments. Perfect. I feel like you guys can actually read my notes here, so don't skip ahead. Don't skip ahead. Don't read on. Okay, so let's let's jump in. I think we've had enough time. The good thing is you'll be able to, this will be recorded, so you'll be able to go back to it if you need to. But I can definitely help. I've had a look at all these type of companies, all these type of industries and businesses. We help you guys all the time, so we can definitely run through that. But let's have a bit of a run through. So why are we here? What are we doing? So my name's Joe Tucker. This is me. I'm one of the small business consultants here at Lawpath. If you don't know what Lawpath is Australia's largest legal technology company in Australia. We service all over Australia and are super pumped to be a part of this with the Victorian government. They have a select few people, select few companies that they've decided to work with. So we're very happy to be one of them. We've been going for about 6 years now and helping over 200,000 small businesses throughout Australia for all their legal services. So let's jump into the presentation. I'm not going to spend too much time on this because I think the exciting stuff is how do I get this grant? So I don't want to spend too much time on slides. No one likes slides. So why are we here in the first place? So I don't really need to go into too much detail about COVID and how it's all affected businesses. But as you can see here, the pandemic has kind of accelerated the way things have changed digitally. It has forced us all online. And I know that you guys are in lockdown right now, and even more so now, you're probably seeing the need for online services, online platforms. And you know, right now for us, for instance, there is the need for digitally signing documents. How are you going to get your customers to sign up? How are you going to get your employees to start up? Do you want them to join? We've got all of that built into the platform, which is good. So the whole point of this was for the government to give access to these small businesses online platforms that you can use and get better and make your business more efficient around the employment, around accounting, around the legal side of things. So here's a bit of a stat for you. Xero estimated that before the pandemic began, 39% of businesses use online professional services. It's now increased to 52%, which is a massive hike up. Even better now, the pandemic, I know we're going through a bit of hiccups with it now, but I feel like we're on the tail end of that. The Deloitte Access Economic Forecast has set up Australia to grow by 4.4% this year, with Victoria being one of the largest, bouncing back by 5.3%. So that is all because of what you guys are doing over there in Victoria and all the small businesses. So anyway, the Victorian government grant, what is it? How does it work? So essentially what it is, Dan Andrews and the guys over there have decided to commit $20 million to help small businesses get back on their feet. That's what this is there for. So it's open to small to medium businesses in Victoria from all industry sectors. So there's no one that is excluded from that. Essentially what it is access to $1,200 rebate that will enable you guys to use all these softwares to improve online capabilities and transition to the new digital way of doing things. The question that is on everybody's lips right now is probably, well, am I actually eligible for it? Well, the way the government has set this up is made it a very, very low barrier to entry. So low, in fact, most of you here will be eligible for it, which is awesome. So all you need to do is have held an ABN since September 13th, 2019. Now that can be a sole trader ABN that you've then upgraded to an ACN. So if you still hold that ABN, you'd be able to use that one. You need to be operating in Victoria, be a sole trader or a micro business or a small business, and then pay for your subscription initially, which I'll touch on soon. There was a requirement. Some people would have seen a requirement around GST eligibility. That is no longer required. So in the comments, if anyone can pop in, are you eligible? Do you fit having these three criteria? A small business, an ABN since September 2019, and operating in Victoria? Let me know in the comments there. What we've also got, lovely, is, yep, a whole heap of people. Good. I've just posted a link here. Be confused. I'll pay for the subscription. I'll get into that. So someone's asked the question, a little bit confused around paying for the subscription initially. I'll touch on that in the next slide. But I've just posted this link here. So this is the ABN eligibility checker. Go to lawpath.com/Vic-program, which is in the comment link, and scroll down, enter your ABN. That's all you need to do. It will then give you a eligibility criteria. Let's just run you through this and see. I'm not going to be able to do it on this too quickly, but you enter your ABN, it'll say yes, you're eligible, or no, that you're not eligible. Fantastic. Okay, a lot of yeses here. Good, good, good. Now, how do you actually apply for it? Well, super easy. Check your eligibility, make sure you're eligible. It will be just, if you've got this, you will be eligible, which is great if you're at ABN since September 2019. Then we have signing up to the legal plans that you've got there. So you sign up to the platform. We then send you an email which has the government link for you to claim that rebate. You then give the government their invoice, and then they promise to give you the funds back within 6 weeks. So you sign up to the legal plan. You then apply for the grant because you've already checked your ABN, and then you will receive up to $1,200 government rebate within 6 weeks. So this within 6 weeks has been promised by the government. They guarantee it, and they will let you know. They will give those funds back. As a business, we've been doing this for the past 6 months, helping a lot of Victorian businesses out doing this. We've seen clients get their funds back within 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks. So it's just guaranteed within 6 weeks. So what you have to do is purchase the subscriptions first. One of the subscriptions that we've got here, then get your grant. And then we'll send you an email automatically, and then that will be the link that you would claim the grant on, which you would show that, yes, I went with Lawpath, here's my subscription, and I can now get my rebate back. Are there any questions on any of that? Yep, perfect. Okay, all makes sense. Good, good, good. I'm going to touch on the plan shortly and give you guys a bit of a run through. What I do just want to touch on really quickly is to give you a bit of an overview of who Lawpath is and why we're a part of this grant. So the legal industry has created very much a high barrier to entry for small to medium businesses. So if we look at this little thing here, it says, how much do small to medium businesses typically spend on legal services? Owners reported that they spend $7,600 on legal expenses per year, with 20% saying it's over $10,000. So we kind of saw that model, the traditional model of a big, mahogany desk and all these massive expenses. But with technology, we've created a platform that, rather than a lawyer saying, great, I'll create a legal document for you, it's going to take me 4 hours. What we've done is we've already created the legal documents for you. You enter in your basic information and it will spit out a document for you. All of our documents are created by lawyers, and you'll be able to use them within your business, which is amazing. So rather than that lawyer saying, hey, great, yeah, I'll create one for you, and then call you up 4 hours later with a $350 an hour bill, you'll be able to do that. Any questions on anything on this side of things? Let's have a look at some of this. These are some of the customer reviews that we have. We've helped over 200,000 small to medium businesses. The main areas that we help out are all legal functions. So one of the things we like to kind of think of is, everyone knows Xero, right? Xero is an accounting software. You go to them whenever you need to know how much you need to be paid, what staff members you need to pay, who owes you money, everything like that. That's what Lawpath is. Lawpath is for your entire legal side of things. Rather than being accounting, it's everything from a legal perspective. So let's jump into the platform and I'll give you a bit of a run through. So here's the Victorian government grant. I will just check on the questions and see if there's any questions before I jump into the demonstration of the platform to show you the power of what's behind all of this. Perfect. Okay, great. One of the questions that we've got here is, can we also get advice from a real lawyer under the plan covered by the grant? Yes, you can. Absolutely. So what we've got here is something called the legal advice plan. So what this is unlimited 30-minute phone calls with a lawyer where you can speak with a lawyer about any commercial business topic that comes up, sorry. So you get access to the platform, you're able to download them to Word or PDF, and then you're also allowed a lawyer on call to talk about any commercial matter. So this could be absolutely anything that you need. So when it comes to hiring staff, firing staff, if a contractor walks off site, what do you do? Hey, I've just gotten an agreement in front of me. I don't really know what this clause means. What does this mean? Well, then the lawyer would say, well, let me decipher it for you. Let's have a look. I'll break down the legalese. Well, what this clause means is every time you sign, let's say it's an advertising agreement that you're getting someone to help you find leads. Every time this person finds a lead for you, they own the rights to that lead. Do you want that? Well, no, absolutely not. These are my leads and I paid for them. Great, cross it out. Now you no longer need to sign a legal document without understanding what it is. It's super easy to book a call. It's as easy as this. You go to lawyer consultation. You check these and just make sure that it is a commercial business matter. You select the area of business. You enter in how many, you enter the consultation, what it's actually about. And then you can choose a document from a library or upload your own. And then you select a time that suits. Now, I'm not available until, Monday's booked out. But then we've got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and you can book any of those times. The lawyer will then call you up about that consultation and kind of cover that off for you. Any other questions about that? Yeah, perfect. So the way it works, we just got another couple of questions about how the grant works. So our subscription to the platform is $89 per month, which billed annually is $1,068. So what happens is you purchase the subscription for $1,068, and then I will give you the invoice and the link to claim the rebate, and then you get those funds refunded back within 6 weeks. So if the only reason people wouldn't go ahead with something like this is if they can, and I know some businesses are like this, I know we work with a whole heap of small businesses, and if you cannot afford $1,068 for 6 weeks, then I wouldn't recommend doing that. If you can't afford that cash flow buffer for 6 weeks, I wouldn't recommend it. But if you can afford that 6 weeks, then absolutely do it. But what I'll do, I'll run through the platform really, really quickly. Perfect. So this is Lawpath, kind of like the Zero for Law. You log on here whenever you need it. So we've got lots of things here. So if you ever get any questions like, what is IP? Hit it in. It's going to give you some answers here. It's going to give you some recommended advice, information rather. And you can see here that we have a template library of over 350 legal documents, 341 at the moment, and we keep adding to them. So you can see here, anything to do with IP, we've got licensing agreements, intellectual property assignment agreements, all of those. All of these type of things can be covered off with your lawyer as well. Any commercial business matter that comes up. Now, I might go through some examples. What are some of the legal challenges that you guys are dealing with on a daily, maybe not daily, but what are some of the things that come up for you? Yeah. Okay, employment. Okay, that's a really good one. So on the employment front, what we've got here is something called workflows, which is super helpful when you're creating and hiring a new person. Let's say you're wanting to bring on a new person here. Well, what type of person are they? Are they a part-time? Are they a casual? Are they an intern? Are they a full-time? Are they a volunteer? It asks super basic questions for you, and you just check the box. Yes, this person is a full-time person. Are they in Australia? Yep, great. Okay, let's say this is hire, Steve. Perfect. There we go. Let's create our workflow. And what this is pretty much a checklist. Pilots use checklists, doctors use checklists. Why don't we in our businesses use more checklists? So essentially, it gives you a couple of things to do. It'll give you an overview of reading the employee handbook, inviting the candidate to an interview. So if you don't want to write all this stuff, just do it yourself. Just use the platform and get that done. Now, these things are really nice to have, and you just check them off. But what really matters, that's why you're here, is the legal side of things. So here, create an employment agreement. And it will, as you check them off, it'll build a list and you'll be able to see, oh, I'm 25% through. So if you've got someone doing your HR for you, you can kind of see. We've got ESignature, so you'll be able to send that out for signature to get that person to sign that agreement. And then we've also got an employee handbook, which was super, super helpful. So you can actually get all your employment policies covered off within that. And then tax file numbers, and then all your compliance stuff there as well. So that is how you keep hiring people and bring them up. Another question that we've got here, great question, is if you need a document reviewed, like a client contract, would I be able to get that looked over by the lawyer? Absolutely, that is a part of the plan. So the way this platform works and the way the plan works is it's unlimited 30-minute phone calls with a lawyer where you get to talk about any commercial business matter. The only requirements are that it can't be personal, family, criminal. So just like my neighbor's trees hanging over my fence, I've got a speeding fine. They would be able to cover all of those queries off, and they wouldn't be able to cover the speeding fine and those things, but any commercial business matter around employment, intellectual property, employee share option plans, shareholder arrangements, issuing shares, disputes, changing ownership, bringing on new investors, debt, loans, property on the commercial front, so commercial properties that you're moving into, anything to do with trademarks, that's all included on here. Let me just run you quickly through the document library, because this is where a lot of people spend a lot of time. Let me just get there. Is this a one-off grant that happens every year? Absolutely not. These type of grants are very, very rare, and they don't come up very often. Now, this one expires at the end of June, or until the funds are exhausted. So that is something to very much be aware of, that end bit of being until the funds are exhausted. We're getting so many people claiming. There's a $20 million kitty, so it could end at any time. Now, the way it works for the grant is, let me just run you through the platform here, and I can touch on the grant a little bit sooner. So you can see here 341 documents. If you want to hire someone, you type in employ. You can see all the employment documents: full-time, part-time, casual, contractor, subcontractor. If you're in a services business, you're going to need service agreement to supply to customers, services to provide a professional service. We've got all your website stuff. So you really need to have website terms, conditions, and privacy policy on your on your website, so you can ensure that you're protecting data and also yourself. Like, you can't take any of these images. All the things are set up. You're not allowed to take them as a customer. What else? Intellectual property. We have intellectual property assignment. Intellectual property can only be assigned in writing, so you need to make sure that when you do assign when you say you've got intellectual property, it needs to be assigned in writing. So make sure that you do that. And that's where our lawyers would come in, and you can have that consultation around that. And they will point you to the document within the Lawpath. Another one to look at are policies. There are a whole heap of employment issues and challenges that you need to ensure that you have in place. Book a call with a lawyer and say, hey, I need a bit of an assessment around what I've actually got to do from a policy perspective. Now, you can see here we've got over 50 policies. What is super helpful is we have an employee handbook. So let's have a look at what this is and give you a bit of an understanding of how these documents work. So if you don't know what a document is, hit view details. That's going to open it up for you here, and you'll be able to find any of the details. So you'll see, what is an employee handbook? That's this. What is included? Well, it has an IT policy, a drugs and alcohol, and anti-discrimination. So rather than you filling in all of these documents individually, you can actually just create them all in one go. So what we do is we just create document, and this is the same for all the documents. You need a services agreement, you enter the basic information. You need a contractors agreement, you enter in the basic information. You can see here that I have already pre-filled my information. So if I click on this little magic wand here, it'll have all my info here. So it knows, the platform knows when it's about you and when it's about someone else. So if you want to do it for somebody else, you can just remove that and get rid of the magic wand. So let's say Joe's house. Next. Okay, so who should the employee contact if there is any questions? Well, I don't want to know about that. I want the HR manager to do that. Not that all of us have HR managers, but it'll probably be you. We can tick them all. If we don't have a poor performance one, let's just select all. Perfect. And you can start to see it builds in conditional formatting to give you the documentation that you need. So next one, employee, social media, surveillance, leave, work from home, conflict of interest. When COVID hit, we created a whole bunch of legal documents. So like working from home policies have come on, returning to work, all of that is built in. If there's any questions about this, go to your HR manager. If there's some issues with that and it needs to be escalated, go to the CEO. Submit, perfect. There you go. So I know other providers are out there and they charge, $2,000-$3,000 for employment policies, an employee policy handbook, but we've literally just created one within 5 minutes. So you can then see all the 150 pages of all the documentation there. If you ever need to customize the document, you just go into the advanced editor and you can remove clauses. And I recommend just always reading through the document and then just removing anything else in there. Now I've been doing a little bit of talking now. Any questions on anything besides, as we cover off? A great question here about the quality of the lawyer. Quality of the lawyers, sorry. Awesome. So we have a selected lawyers on our platform. So all our lawyers have over 10 years experience in commercial law and be able to give you a great run through. And these are not just interns doing doing these calls, they're real lawyers. So if we have a look, we've got a lot of information here on our YouTube. And this is a great introduction to meet one of our lawyers. So this is Damon Murdoch. He's been a lawyer for over 10 years, has been working with us for a long time, has done a whole heap of intellectual property disputes. He's on the Master Builders Association of Victoria and have a whole heap of experience. So every time that you're getting on the phone, you know that the lawyer is going to be able to give you some good quality information around that. And the best part is, maybe not the best part, but the good thing is that all of the advice is covered under the lawyer's legal indemnity insurance. So this is not general advice that they're giving out. This is specific legal advice to your situation. Great. So let's just quickly cover off this. If you need to delete anything, you can do that. If you want to add your own logo, we've got headers in here and we've also got footers. So you just click edit. Yep, I want to pop my logo in there. I want to crop it. I want to remove it, add it, do whatever you want. You'll be able to make those changes there. Perfect. So you can see that. You can also have better designs as well. There's ones with just the logo. There's ones with the logo in text. However you want to make it look pretty, you can make it look pretty. When you add in another clause, it's actually going to know that that's a C, D, E, F, G, and you're able to then make sure that it goes in line with the document and it keeps it all there for you. So you don't have to then, mess around with it in Google Docs and try and sort it all out yourself. We've got the advanced editor to be able to do that. You need bullet points, you need a grid, whatever. If you do want to, you can find and replace as well. So if you want to get rid of Joe from this and replace it with the new HR manager, just type it Joe and replace it with Sean. And then you replace all. And now it's Sean's house company. Whatever you want to do, it's entirely up to you. Then what we can do is pop an e-signature on there as well. You can download it into PDF. You can download it into Word if you want to do that. And if you do have a document that needs an e-signature, it's all there for you. Now, there's a question around how many calls with a lawyer do you get? Unlimited 30-minute phone calls with a lawyer, as many as you want. There are a couple of things that we want to make sure that you cover off, but I'll talk about them shortly, like only booking one call in at a time. So rather than booking Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you book Monday, you do Monday. You book Tuesday, you do Tuesday. You book Wednesday, you do Wednesday. Because by the time you get to Wednesday, the lawyer probably would have been able to ask those questions and answer them for you. So here you go. You create your signature. There are a couple of options. There is one way you can type it and just have Joe from Lawpath created, which is great, but I like to have my real signature. So I'm just gonna pop one in there, update it, inserts it there for you. You need to add a date sign. Now you drag and drop wherever you need to be. If you need to add text, it does automatically format the name, but if you need to change it to something else, then, yeah, two, things, right? Then you can purchase two of those things. However you want, you can make those changes. And then review and complete. And then that will be saved, stored. I can download it onto my computer. I'll get a quick review, complete. I've now got a fully set up document ready to rock and roll for you. What digital services are covered by the rebate? Perfect. Yeah, it's fully covered by the rebate. So you've got all of the platform. We've also got partner offers, which are to the value of $10,000. So I'll just pop over onto those. Okay. Any other questions to cover off? What are some of the questions? Actually, this is a good one to ask. What are some of the questions that you guys get that, I mean, what we actually find is that we find a lot of small businesses have a lot of little legal questions. It's not these, big, massive, scary ones. It's more of like, hey, what does this clause mean? Or, hey, I'm just hiring someone. Are they a part-time? Are they a casual? What are the new changes in legislation? But what are some of the questions that you guys get? Pop them in, pop it in the comments. While you're doing that, I'll cover off the partner offers. So we've got we're just trying to create like a bank that small businesses are going to use. So you can see here that we've got our accounting section. So this is super useful. 20% off lifetime discount with Xero. So if you get a $500 a year subscription with Xero, you get $100 off every single year for the rest of your life of that. So that's amazing to take advantage of. We've got a free tax consultation. So if you want to speak with an accountant, a free 30-minute consultation, 50% off. Have a look through these as you go through. Business insurance, that's always an awesome one. Airwallex bank accounts. Canva is really good for designs. If you need to create a logo, we've got Brand Crowd. Design projects, we've got a big discount with AWS, CRM systems for managing all your clients, Salesforce, and then G Suite, which is Google. So any of like getting your Gmail set up, you get a big discount on that, and a whole heap of stuff, which is well worthwhile checking out. So it's up to the value of about $10,000, which is amazing. So let me cover off some of these. Yeah. Perfect. So what we always like to do, one of the questions around that we often get, and one that's popped up right now, is, hey, I don't even know what legals I have. I'm not a lawyer. I'm an expert in fitness. I'm an expert in, small business, my small business. I know how to make these things, but I don't know what legals I need. That's why this is so useful for small businesses. Our first call, so you get a dedicated account manager. They will look after you and do a bit of an onboarding call for your first call. So let me just go to the VicGov program here. Now, has everyone got an account with Lawpath, a free one? Because what you need to do first is create a free account before you do anything. So go here, go sign up. Like in the top right-hand corner, there's a blue space, and then sign up for free. Once you've done that, you get your free account set up, and it'll give you a bit of a run through. Sorry, I kind of got distracted there, but just make sure you create a free account. It'll give you one free legal document you'll be able to use. It gives you a bit of a feel for the platform. I know we've covered a lot off here, but it'll give you a bit of a feel. But the way it works, next steps, your dedicated dedicated account manager, she'll run you through the platform and show you all the little tips and tricks and how things work on here. And she'll then show you how to book in your first call with a lawyer. And what we always like that to be is a discovery call. So again, you're getting a lawyer with over 10 years experience in commercial law. So they'll be able to help you and walk you through the discovery call of like, hey, tell us a little bit about your business. What are the plans? What are you looking to do? Where are you looking to go? And then they will try and identify any legal gaps that you might have over the next 3, 6, 12 months. And then you've got a bit of a roadmap. So then all of a sudden, all these legal documents that we have here are not so confusing. It's like, well, I need to make sure that I sign my intellectual property. Oh, I need to make sure that I'm hiring all these people. And they give you that roadmap. So that's always an amazing first call, because most of the time it's, I don't know what I don't know. Another fantastic question here. So if the grant is rejected, just in case, can we get a refund from Lawpath? So that was going to be the next thing that I covered off. You're a mind reader. The way it works is we've partnered with the Victorian government. We haven't had anyone that was eligible not get refunded. So what we want to do is make sure that this is a de-risked. I know we want to make sure it's as de-risked as possible. So the way it works is we will refund and work with you to make sure, work with the government to make sure that they do refund the money. But if for whatever reason it's rejected, we will refund the $1,068 for you. So you just show us the rejection letter from the government and we will rebate that fully back for you. We don't want you to be out of pocket and out of pocket on that front. So absolutely fine on that. Now for the that's a funny one, sorry. Okay, great. Okay, he's already signed up. He's already happy with that. Sold. Okay, great to have you. Now, the way it works is when you create a free account, it's going to ask you for some basic, I won't create a free account. It'll ask you for some basic questions. And then there's a big yellow button down here that says upgrade. So you'll see a big yellow one. That's going to bring up the 3 plans and it's going to take you to a page that looks like this. What you do, we've got 3 plans. The partner plan, that is it's a little bit more in depth. It is getting documents drafted by the lawyers, not what's covered by the grant just yet. But these are the packages that are covered by the grant. Now, the way it works is I always recommend the legal advice plan because that's the closest to the full amount of the grant. Why get the essentials plan when you can get it fully covered by the government and then have unlimited 30-minute calls with the lawyer? So this is the premium legal advice plan, which is the one that I recommended. You hit get started. That brings up the payment modal. You enter in your card details, and then you will get that set up. We will then automatically send you a link to your account manager, so you're able to book in your onboarding call with her. And then we'll also send you a link that the government will send you in a month. So rather than having to wait a month for that link, we'll send it to you straight away. You then go into the platform, Joe at Lawpath, my profile, download the invoice, and this is what the government is going to ask for. They're going to request this invoice within the platform. So you get an automated receipt set up and you'll be able to do that. Now, the best thing is, again, guys, for the people that have joined a little bit late, is you're getting this entire platform, all the legal documents, the ESignature, unlimited 30-minute phone calls with a lawyer. You're able to get all of that included for pretty much free. What happens is the government will rebate the funds back within 6 weeks. So you have checked, you've done the ABN, you're valid, you've got an ABN registered in September 2019. Before then, it can be a sole trader ABN, it can be a company ACN, and it can also be a trust ABN. So you'll be able to do that, and you'll be able to then be eligible for the Victoria grant as long as you're operating in Victoria. The government, you then purchase this subscription, you hit the big yellow button that's going to be down here that says upgrade, choose the legal advice plan, and then you will get an email that's going to rebate you back the full $1,068 that you spent, and then you're set up on this subscription for a full 12 months and you're ready to go. It is an annual subscription, so it will renew. What you'll be able to do is what you'll be able to do is continue on the subscription if you would like, but you don't have to. So if you want the first year covered by the government and don't want to go any further, that's absolutely fine. What we find is, a lot of people get, tens of thousands of dollars on lawyers and legal. They usually stay on because it makes a lot of sense to be able to bounce any of those ideas off of the lawyers. So that's the entire platform. That's the Victorian government grant. You just need your ABN to be registered before September 2019, and you will then be rebated back the money that you put in as well. So all you need to do is go to the upgrade button that's down here, hit upgrade, and it will get you set up. I'll send you that link shortly. You'll be able to do that. Now, are there any other questions? We do get a lot of questions. This is a little bit of a different way of dealing with legal. No one else does it like this particular way. It's just a lot more expensive. Sorry, this is not a lot more expensive, but the traditional way is a lot more expensive. So we do get a lot of questions relating to all of this. So we do see a lot of small businesses paying, $500, $800, $1,500 for a legal document, and we see them paying $500 an hour for a legal consultation. The good thing is, all you need to do with this is, rather than running around like a headless chook when you get a legal question, or even worse, burying your head in the sand, you just book a call. Hey, look, I don't know what's happening. I've got some legal thing that's come up. I don't know how to handle it. What do I do? What is the best situation? Great. Fill it in here. Select the document if it's got anything to do with the document. Now, the lawyers will review up to 4 pages of documents. The reason it's limited to 4 pages is because it's half an hour. So it's the most amount of pages that they can review in half an hour. So what you can see here is it's not page 1, 2, 3, and 4. It can be page 2. It could be hey, on page 23, I've got a clause that I don't understand. Page 45, it's this. Page 65, it's that. Great. The lawyer will then jump on the call with you and be able to have those there. Select a time that suits you. The lawyer will call you 2 p.m. Tuesday and cover it off for you. And then boom, there you are. You've got your lawyer. You've solved that problem. More importantly, you can now go back to getting your business running and going. Any other final questions relating to any of this? I really appreciate you all jumping on board, spending the time with me this afternoon, and taking the energy to do this. It's amazing what the government's doing, and I know they definitely owe you. They owe you more than this. They definitely owe you guys a lot more than this, but at least it's something that you can get back for being put in lockdown so many times. I've got a question here about the lawyers. We have a select few lawyers, so we had the opportunity here to, hey, do we just get 5 general lawyers and let them be on the panel? So we've actually decided to go down the route of experienced lawyers in a particular field. So what happens is, you've got an employment question, you're going to be dealing with the employment lawyer. Hey, I'm just hiring this new person. I want to make sure I'm up to date with the most recent policies and legislation and things. Let me know, what I should be doing here. Perfect. Employment. Then you get another employment call and another one, and you generally deal with the same employment lawyer. But then something comes up about intellectual property. Great. We're going to actually not give you to the employment lawyer because that's not his or her field of expertise. So rather than going wide and narrow, we've gone narrow and deep. So then you can get your intellectual property lawyer to be able to talk to you about intellectual property. But there is only a select few lawyers that answer these questions. So you do build a relationship with them over time. Great. Good question, Julia. How can I get the rebate straight away? No need to wait 1 month. Unfortunately, there are going to be processing times with the government, but they have absolutely promised to get it back within 6 weeks. And we have seen that time and time again. Customers are getting their funds back within 6 weeks. So you'll be able to claim the rebate back whenever you need. So it is 6 weeks. So you purchase the subscription first. You go down here, you select upgrade, and then you go to legal plans. You hit upgrade. It'll bring up this page for you. You hit get started. That's going to bring up the payment modal, and then you purchase the subscription. Your invoice is then inside the platform, which you then show the government. I'm going to send you an email with all of this detailing anyway, and how to claim once you've purchased. I'll send you an email once you've purchased it, and how to claim the rebate, and then within 6 weeks. Now, we do have a lot of clients that are getting their funds back within 2-4 weeks, but it's just guaranteed within 6 weeks. Now, to de-risk this entire thing for you, what we're doing is also guaranteeing all of this. So if for whatever reason the government has rejected your application, show us the rejection letter and we will refund the full amount for you, so you no longer have to be lost with that. Okay, any other questions coming through? Amazing. Now, okay. Now, one of the things that comes up a little bit actually is the time frame of 30 minutes. Now, a general lawyer consultation for an hour is about $600 for an hour's consultation, $400 to $600. The way it works with us is we do unlimited 30-minute phone calls. So what we actually find is that when you write out a brief, ask better questions, get better answers. So if you fill it in and enter in an awesome brief saying, yeah, I'm looking for hiring this new person, I want to understand this, 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 and this, that's great. Or I don't understand this, help me out, whatever it is. We've got expert lawyers. They do this day in and day out. So just because it's a brand new situation to you, it doesn't necessarily mean that they haven't dealt with this over and over again. So we actually find that around 98% of our calls don't go over 30 minutes, because you get the legal question, you get it answered, and then you get going. The lawyer will never ever charge you any more without letting you know. So they will say, hey, look, we're coming up to our 30-minute mark. You might need something extra. I'm going to let you know. They will give you a fixed price quote for what that is. You have the right, but not the obligation to go with that lawyer for that work. So for instance, a trademark is a good example of this. Hey, you need a trademark in this class, in this class, in this class for this, this, and this. You should expect to pay out there in the world of $1,500. Make sure that you ask for these 4 things, and if you're getting charged anything more, that they might be offering you this. You don't need this, you only need these things. Then they will say, hey, I've done trademarks, I know how to do trademarks, I can help you out. And they would give you a fixed price quote of, great, I can do it for you for $1,100 or $1,200 or whatever it is. Again, you have the right, but not the obligation to go with them. Their job is to tell you what it is, what the problem is, what you should expect to pay, what the next steps are, and how you can address all of that. I've got another question here. Okay. Now, the way it works for the legal advice plan, it does have to be the full 1,068. It does have to be purchased for this amount. There's no monthly option, but then you will get the full amount back. There's no way to do 89 this month, then next month, then next month. It has to be the 1,068. It has to be billed annually, and that's what you would pay when you click on this button. It'll bring up that pop-up there. Why didn't you guys price it at $1,200 to maximize? That's a very good question, but it's always been at it hasn't always been at 1,068. As the platform gets better, as we add new features, the price does increase. That's actually a really good point I should mention, is you're grandfathered in at this discounted rate, at this rate. As the platform grows, as we add new things, the price will increase, but your subscription will not increase. You'll be secured in at that discounted rate. Let's have a look here. Great. Okay. Let's have a look. Are there any other questions coming up? Anything that I haven't covered off that you feel like you don't understand? I get it. Legal's confusing. I want to make this as simple as possible. Government has guaranteed $20 million. You get $1,200 back. So you get a rebate of up to $1,200. You check your eligibility. You need to have an ABN before September 2019. You purchase the subscription, you pay $1,068 for the year. That gives you 12 months access to the platform, and then you get the full rebate within 6 weeks from the government, and then you will be having a full year of legal services free, essentially, because the government has paid that invoice back. It's done over the phone. So the way it works is these are all calls booked in. Some of the lawyers, it's up to the lawyer really. So the lawyer will decide if they want to do a phone call or a Zoom. It's up to them. Some lawyers really like the Zoom. What we've actually found is that there's just a lot of tech issues, and you end up spending 10 minutes trying to sort out the tech, and it doesn't work. So we generally just see people going to the phone calls after they've experienced that. But yeah, calls are always an option. Okay, let's have a look. Any other questions? Yeah. Yes, so there is a question here about ABNs before, after September 19. So unfortunately, if you haven't got your ABN registered before September 2019, you would not be eligible, unfortunately. You have to have your ABN registered before September 2019. However, if you have an ABN from anywhere else, like a sole trader ABN that you set up years ago or something like that, you'll be able to use it. If you've got a friend that doesn't care anymore, then have a chat with them and try and get them to claim the rebate for you. But unfortunately, we do have discounts for people, so it might be worthwhile for people that are not eligible. We would be able to offer you these rates as well. Okay, well, look, I feel like we're coming up to the hour pretty sharpish, and I appreciate everyone for taking the time and covering everything off with me today. If you get any questions at all, this little live chat is super helpful. We're all Australian based. All of our live chats are real people in Australia. You ask a question here, we'll get to you. Any questions about the rebate, anything about the documents, let us know. They're not there to answer legal questions. They're there for support. That's why you have an on-call lawyer covering off anything that you need. So let us know. I might just answer any more questions. Appreciate it. Here is the link. Click onto that. Check your ABN on the link below. So go to the link I just posted, scroll down just a little bit, check your ABN here. So if I enter in a false ABN, it's going to say, I don't think ABNs start with 2, so it's probably scared it. But enter in your ABN and then you'll be able to do that. And it will say eligible. Oh, there you go. Unfortunately, you're not eligible for the rebate. But when you enter in a real one, you'll be able to get access to that. So enter that in, then sign up. You're eligible. Sign up for a free account, enter your basic information, then hit the big yellow button that's on the bottom right-hand corner, upgrade, click upgrade, and then you'll get upgraded to the legal advice plan. We'll send you your invoice and you'll get that rebate within 6 weeks, and then you'll have a year of legal advice for free. I am just double checking any more questions, and then I'm going to head off. But thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it. I hope I've covered enough off for you to understand the platform. But if not, jump on the live chat. Hey, guys, can you just give me a bit of a walkthrough of this? I didn't see the document creation, or I don't understand how this works. Happy to cover it off. Appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Okay, I'm going to, yep, no more questions. I'm going to log off now. Thank you very much.